In this lesson, we're going to go ahead and create the shape of the doorway with an arch and then use a Boolean modifier to knock that shape out of the hallway. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to do is make sure our cursor is centered on this edge. So we're going to go ahead and snap it to this edge. Then we'll go ahead and hit Shift A to create a new cube, F6 to get some of the options that you get over here as well. We'll hit F6. We want it to be 1.5 units wide, which means for the radius, which means it's 3 units total for the width of the cube. And then we want to adjust the location to be 1.5 units high so that it sits perfectly on the floor. We can also see here that it's sitting right at 3 units high, which is perfect for the doorway. We'll go ahead and hit A to deselect everything. Let's slice it in half. And then this is going to be very similar to the way we modeled the archway for the hallway. So we'll go ahead and switch to face selection, delete the face, select this edge, move the cursor there. Oh, sorry. Then select the face, and we're going to have it fan out like we did for the archway. So let's go into our right view, hit Alt-R, and notice we already have the setting set. If you don't, then we just want to make sure that we have 12 steps, and we're going the full 180 degrees. Right? Then we'll go ahead and select all of these, hit Control-V, and remove doubles. Then we can zoom in. And we're probably going to have an extra polygon right there in the center. So we just want to make sure to delete it. Let's go ahead, and I think maybe we can hide one of these polygons to better see it. So we'll select one, hit the letter H for hide, and there it is right there. So we'll just delete that face, and then we'll hit Alt-H to unhide. Okay. Now we want to go ahead and separate this as a new object. So we'll hover our cursor over it, hit L, and then we'll tap P for separate, and we want to separate the selection. Okay. Now when we separate it, what you'll see is it creates a new object called room.001. We're going to rename that to door Boolean. And you'll notice that it also copied the other modifiers over, so we want to remove those. There we go. Perfect. Let's go ahead and save really quickly. And now we want to use a Boolean modifier on the door to subtract the shape from the wall. So we'll go ahead and select our room, right? Go to our modifier tab, and then right here where it says add modifier, we'll add a Boolean. Now the Boolean has a couple of settings. Let's just shrink these. This is our mirror. This is our array. On the Boolean, we want to first select the object we want to Boolean with, and that's going to be our door Boolean. Right? So by default, this is what you'll see. Now, this is because the operation it's doing now is called intersect. We want to set that to be difference, which means it's subtracting one shape from another. We also want to change the solver from bmesh to carve. And now, if we go ahead and hide our door Boolean object, we'll see that it knocked out a doorway shape. Now, by default, what you'll see is that the doorway shape is just on one set. It's not repeating all the way through the hallway, and it also isn't reflected on the other side. This is because of what we call order of operations. Basically, what that means is this stack is evaluating in a particular order. So first it's doing the mirror, right? So let's hide these. First, it's doing the mirror, so it's taking this object and reflecting it. Then it's adding the array, which means it's repeating it, going back. And then after all that, it's executing the Boolean. So the Boolean is getting executed after the mirror and after the array. Notice what happens if I move this Boolean up one level. Now it's executing the mirror first, then the Boolean, and then it's taking the shape with the Boolean and adding an array to it. So it's going all the way through. Let's keep it like this for right now. We may decide we want to put windows or something on this side. So maybe we have just jail cells on this side and then windows or something else on the other. That's it right now for our Boolean modifier. I hope you guys learned how to do it, and we'll see you in the next lesson.